Lucifer, who is called the Lightbringer, is a very, very important figure in many mythologies, whose representations vary widely depending on the source or origin of the story and the ideology behind the figure, who is either a figure who brought light or knowledge or the embodiment of evil. He is classified as a fallen angel or perhaps a divine entity, and is talked about extensively in Hebrew, Christian, and Greek mythology, and has very strong representations or connections to other mythologies, to very similar characters. In Christianity, he is seen as the devil, who is the embodiment of evil, who sought to sow discord among the world of men and their connection to the divine. He led the rebellion against the supreme power and was ultimately condemned to the underworld hell, where he remained the ruler. And the first mention of this name appears in the book of Isaiah, where the condemnation to hell of the Babylonian king was compared to the fall of Lucifer, who was the morning star. And Lucifer is the name of various mythological and religious figures who all bear an association with the planet Venus. This is primarily due to Venus's very unique movements in the sky and its tendency to disappear from the sky after having moments of sheer brilliance. And it's in that connection that we find stories or myths of a rising star who is ultimately condemned from heavens to fall into the underworld. And the same ideology was transferred into Christian mythology around the figure who was Satan. And Satan, of course, is most known for leading a rebellion against the divine power and ultimately being condemned to hell, where he would rule in hell. But in general, the term Lucifer alludes to more a morning star or the shining one, being more of a title and less of a proper name. In the book of Luke, the name is attributed to Satan in the sense as it describes his descent, meaning that he fell from heaven to hell. It was described as lightning falling from heaven. And again, that allusion to this figure who was associated with light. We find a similar theme of mythology in Babylonian myth as well, with the story of Ethana and Zu, where Ethana was led by his pride to strive for the highest seat among the star gods, but was defeated and condemned by Zu, who was the supreme ruler of the Babylonian pantheon, and thus this represents the Babylonian Olympus, so to speak. A more well-known figure would be the Sumerian goddess Etana, well known for her rebellious nature and also her association to this same planet, Venus. She has two well-documented attempts at a coup, but one to conquer heaven and then to conquer the underworld in separate attempts. We can turn to Canaanite mythology and the deity Atar, who was the personification of the morning star in that mythology, who attempted a coup against the throne of Baal and ultimately was defeated and descended into the underworld, where he ruled. But in classic Greek mythology, we see a very different interpretation. While the name Lucifer is still associated with the planet Venus, it is often personified as a male figure bearing a torch, and again lending itself more to the idea of someone who is spreading knowledge or a benevolent creature. He was said to be the son of Aurora and Cephalus and fathered children as well, and in poetry is spoken about as the one who would herald the coming dawn. If we look at other deities of light or light associations, we can see Hyperion, who was the titan of light, and Shango of Yoruba beliefs, who also represented light. And in Norse Germanic mythology, we would have Balder, who himself was the god of light and thus truth. And their interpretations or their roles in their various pantheons was seen in a much more positive light than what we see from Lucifer and his interpretation, although it is varied. Thank you again for joining us at Nine World Chronicles as we explore some of the connections and interpretations that mythology gives us. As always, we ask that you like and subscribe.